Lack of access to mental health care is its own epidemic. For people of color, it's even harder. There are about 106,000 psychologists across the U.S. Of that number, only 2% are black. Knox County's State of Mental Health report reflects that same statistic. Now, this means people of color have limited access to culturally appropriate mental health care.
Reporter Katie Inman explains why representation does matter, especially in the therapist chair.
Rico Hopewell never thought he'd be here.
So I just had a lot of abuse throughout my life.
He grew up an athlete, but off the court, struggled to make it mentally.
My first suicide attempt was in 1991. I was in college at Melville College, and I had a suicide attempt, and so they sent me to a treatment center.
In all, he tried to overdose and kill himself 4 times.
Yeah, I thought there was no way out. I just feel like I was unlovable, I was a mistake.
Through his treatment, he never had a therapist who looked like him.
And that's why therapy was so hard for me, because I just really felt that they didn't understand to walk in a black man's shoes.
Across the United States, Mental Health America says 6.8 million African Americans have a mental illness, but only 1/3 will seek treatment.
Traditionally, in the black community, we tend to go to our family members or the community or church.
So if there's a serious crisis, or if there's something that's going on individually, a mental health issue, I don't know that we were given permission in the church to talk about it or to express it. And so we just a lot of times hold it in.
Carmisha Arnold understands both sides as a mental health professional and pastor's wife.
It doesn't mean that you don't have enough faith. It doesn't mean that you didn't pray hard enough, whatever that is. It just means that you may need a little bit more support, and that's okay.
Oftentimes, mental health talks are taboo, but having representation in the mental health realm does make a difference.
It's hard to open up to someone who doesn't have any understanding of your background.
It's something Natasha Daniels with ThriveWorks sees with her therapy patients.
You know, we can have cultural training all day long, but if you haven't lived it, that's just it. That's cultural training, and who's actually doing that training.
She's seen an influx overall in therapy patients during the pandemic. Having culturally appropriate care is crucial.
But you can just see the weight fall off when they have someone, okay, she gets it. You know, she gets it.
That's why Rico turned his breakdowns into breakthrough.
You know, I started going to therapy, I went to a sober living, getting counseling, and it really, really, truly changed my trajectory.
He's in that seat now.
Now, as a black therapist, I want people to see me and identify, say, oh, Rico understands. I understand systemic issues, I understand racism, I understand just many of the issues that black men go through.
Though he never thought he'd be here, he's glad he is.
It's a great first step. It is. It'll change your life.
What a great advocate. If you or someone you know is in need of mental health help, you're not alone. You can always contact the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at this number, 988. We also have resources right now at WBIR.com.